Salut coders, welcome to another tutorial. I know you've been waiting for this tutorial for a while. In this tutorial, we want to update profile picture and a name for every user who is going to use our chatbot. Let me show you a demo on what we are going to develop. So far, we created a intro steps, and then here we are entering phone number. So let me change my number. After doing this, an OTP will be sent. So let's wait for the OTP. You can see this is the OTP that we received. 169. Then here we want to change our profile picture, and then let's say allow off, and then pick an image here, and then Bisky. Then you update. So from here, this is the steps that you want to do. So let's get started. So we can open our project. Then in our project, we have to go to the pages and log in. We have OTP, and we want to have a name. So let's say name, let's say update name. Then let's copy this one, this page, then go to update name, then we paste, update name page, then click OK. So let's clean up here. So here let's replace OTP page with update name page. Then we want to remove something when updating the name. So let's remove this. Our listeners, let's remove the text OTP field here. So after doing this, we want to add a text field here. So in Flutter, we have to say this text field. Then first thing first, our controller, which is this one. So let's add a decoration. Let's decorate it. I want to use input decoration, and with a border, input decoration border, and I will say outline input border. Let's make a constant outline. Do we have it? Yeah, outline input border. Then label text, strings here. Then I say display name. I know this is not yet there, so let's create it. Create a field, then we call it just say name, like this. From here, let's add something like I think by doing this we are now okay. So here we can add our our input, which is our name. So below here, let's put a sized box. Sized box of which size, of which height, and you have sizes here, sizes, and we want to put, let's say 20. Do we have 20 height? 20, okay. Then after this, a button to update our profile pic, our profile, to update the name. So let's say the button, copy it from login with that button here. I think we can use this one. Yeah, just copy this one and go back here and then say, let's remove this for now, update here. Then after doing this, we have, I hope we have our router page. So here we can make this final and make this const, I think, and we can add a key. That's all here. Yeah. So let's run this command and let me add this URL into our README. Let's remove this new Flutter project, new Flutter project chat. So you can run this. It will generate our view, our page. So let's go to routes. Here it will generate our page here. We can look for generated route. You just look for this and copy this, and you can go here and you paste this, and you are good to go. Then let's go to our OTP page. So on our OTP page, on response here, we navigate to the username page. So which is auto router of context push, and here let's import it from grg, and here it allow a user ID like this. So make sure you import you import when you want to navigate. Make sure you import from this start file. Then from here we'll be navigated to our what, to this page, which is this one, which is our new page for OTP. So let's run this and test. Well, this is our application that we are developing. This is what we have done, and here let's verify it. I received the OTP, which is 325150. Then this is our name. So we are going to update our name here. So let me remove the background This background is a bit annoying, so let's remove it. We want a white background here. Yeah, let's look better. So now we want to we want to create our database, and then let me show you. So try to log in into your Upright. Then on your project, choose the one that you created. So far we don't have any database here, so let's create our database and we call it um, chat chat with Bisky tutorial. This is our database, and let's create it and copy the database ID, and then let's go to our class here in our constants strings. Let's replace here the database ID. This is the database that we want to use. So here in our database, we want to create a collection. Our first collection will be users. So here we want to have a user ID. A key in ID will be a user ID, which is the phone number. Then we want to have a name. So let's add an attribute like a name that is shown to the user. In select type, it's a string. Let's put 255. Yeah, it's required. We need a name. Then let's add another attribute. In this one, you can say storage profile pic. Profile picture storage ID. And then this one is also a string. And let's put 100. As sometimes the user does not have this a profile picture. Yeah, so by doing this also we can add another attribute, which is, let's just put, say, user ID. Let's just put it string, then user ID, it's required. So this is the user ID, means our phone number. So let's go to settings. So once user is logged in, we want to give a permission so that is able to create. So we grant it to all users that are using application. They are able to create, read, update, or delete. Then we click this one. So the logged in user is able to create. So after doing this, we can come to, let's create a model for that. So here, let's create, do we have a model? So we don't have a model. So let's create a model, new directory, where then in this model, let's create a dat file called user. Just call it a custom user upright. Then class user upright, and it is fields string, which is our user ID, and let's make it this, and then the name and also the what was the name of this attribute. So these fields must be the same. They must match camel casing, and this one. Then let's generate a constructor. Let's do this. Paste it like this. So we want to create a from JSON to JSON from this class. So what you have to do here, you just say factory, then the name of our class. You want to create this one is from JSON dot from JSON. Then here it's supposed to be a map of string and dynamic. What happened? Map string and dynamic means any object here. Then here just say JSON, and it's supposed to return. So what is supposed to return here is say just say underscore and put a dollar, then copy this like this, then from JSON, then you type from JSON. Then here you pass the JSON. You're supposed to be dynamic here. So this is the JSON, and to JSON means that you are converting this to a JSON. So let's copy this. Then here you just say to JSON. We are converting our object to JSON. Then again dollar. Just copy as it is, put it here. Then here from we say to JSON, and here just say this. So we want to use JSON serializer to convert this class to convert it to JSON. So this code, when you run the Flutter build command, it will generate for us this functionality. So here we just annotate with what? With @JSON serializable @JSON serializable, and we can import this @JSON serializable. I think we added this dependency, so let's try to import it. It's failing to resolve it. So say package JSON annotation, and we want this. You see, it's now resolved. So here, upright from JSON, upright to JSON, and to JSON. So let's go to our terminal and run the previous command. But we forgot something, which is the part. I think it will show an error here. Here it's saying must be included. We must include this. So you just copy this. That's why I love that, because it shows us how to resolve some of the problems. And run it again. You see this class will be created. Let's wait and see. You see this class is being created. This is the class. So this is to JSON, and this is from JSON. So let's add this class into our Git. Let's stage it here. So after doing this, so this is the object that you want to save. So now let's go to our block, our auth block, and we want to save that. We want to create a method to initialize or to save that record. Here, so far it's empty. So we want to save the name that user typed, and also the image if user selected an image, and the user ID will be the person phone number. So here in our block, let's start creating an event. So on our event, we want to create, let's copy an existing class. To save time, we have user ID. So we just say user initialization event, user initialize, or update user event. Let's say update. Let's call it update user event. Update user event, and this is the class. And in our class, let's remove this. We want storage from this. We want this one also, and also a name. So just copy user ID, you have it. The name we can have it, and the storage ID you can have this one. Then let's create a generated constructor here. Constructor with these three parameters. Done, and we can make these fields fine now, because we are not going to update them. So here just say const. Okay, it will work if we put it in some curly braces here. So here, what's this curly brace? So once you have this event, let's go to the block here, and on list of this on our block, we want to listen to that event. If an event is fired, if this event of update user is fired, we want to update user. So it will be a type of what? Of update user. Then let's create this. It's easy. So after doing this, we want also to create this one. Let's copy this also. We want a try catch to handle this, and we want also to update our account. When we fire this, we want to update our account with the name that's thrown here. So here, let's do this. Let's update our account first. So here we just say account.update name. Then from our event, here just name, just say event. Then this is the name that you want to update, and it's supposed to return a user here. That's why it is user. So after updating the name upright on this table, and this is a database. So if it's a database, we want to use a database. It's no longer a user. So let me show you. So for a database, we have to do this. We have to, you say database, database equals to databases. So you want to access our database, then you want to use this client. This is the database that you are connecting to. Then upright user. Or just copy user upright here. User upright. Then let's import, I think we have to import this. Then here we have a user ID, which is from that we get from our event user ID, and we have name that we get from our name. We have name that we get from, where do you get it, from event dot name, and we also have storage profile that you get from event. This one. So we can do this here. We can put this outside this because we can use it in the also in the try catch. So here we can say document. So we want to get the document first if it exists. So that we know the user already exists or not. So document, get document. So we need the database ID, which is in our strings dot. So let's import it, the database ID. Then our collection. So here, this is the collection that we want to use. So we just copy the collection ID and add it in our strings collection. This is the collection of users. So put it here, then copy this. Then here we say strings collection ID. And for the document ID, we just say this is going to be event dot user ID. So the unique is the key. We don't want to have one user to one phone number represents one user. So if the record does not exist, it will throw an exception. So by doing this, just say await. So here, if the record does not exist, an exception is thrown, which is a 404. So here we want to capture this exception. How do you catch this? So you just say on upright exception, right? So on upright exception, we have this exception. So if the exception code is 404, we want to do this. Let's remove this. If exception code is equal to 404 means the record does not exist. So we want to create it. So the creation will be await again, then we need to fire what? A database. We say databases dot create. We want to create a new document, a database ID. We already have it. The collection, we already have it. The collection is the same. And the document ID is the event.user_ID. This is the record that we saved. And the data, you can see the data is supposed to be a map. So we take this user upright. That's why we have this method that we created to JSON, which represents a map. So after doing this, a user will be created. So after doing this, we want to fire what? A success state that shows that a user has been created. So let's create that state. So what is being returned here? It's an upright, it's a document. You can see it's a document. So we just say document. Then from our document, let's convert it to we have data. So this is the data that has been created. So we can map this data to our we can map it to upright to our upright. This is how you can map your data. Just say upright dot from JSON. We are now converting it to, then it's now our upright like this. So in our state, let's fire a success state of updating a user. Success update user. Success update user state, and the name of a class is what? Upright user. User upright, and we can import this. And for failure, you can just copy the one that we already have. So we failed to update the user. Failure update user. Failure update user auth state like this. That's okay. So here we go back to our block, and here we can emit our. It means we managed to update or to create this user, and this is the upright user. We can also copy this. We can also copy this after updating our user here. So for our document, we just do the same. For updating, we get the same response. Or here we have this one, so we can use update. Then we can fire this. So for a failure, if it's a failure, maybe something went wrong, else we can throw an exception here. Something went wrong, so we can emit with the, let's copy this failure state. Then we say fail to update user. Let's try again later. So it means we have fire an exception. There's an exception and it is not 404. We have to do this, and here we have this user, so this is not necessary. We don't need this one. And on our, so we want to handle this kind of state, this state, this state, this state, and also we want a loading one. Loading update user state. I think you are now understanding how these states works. So we can come now onto our pages. We have this one, update name, and we have here list of states. So if state, then if state is of this, it means we are loading. Then we can do this also. Else if state is of this, of success, means there was success. Then we navigate to what? Navigate to dashboard. We navigate to dashboard. And for a failure also, we have the failure. Let's say something went wrong. We want to show that message here. So just come on our existing here, just copy this one. This was success. And after all, we have to hide all of them, but here we have to what? To show. Just say waiting. Okay, I can't remember what is in that waiting. Okay, it's supposed to be. It's required like this. So when that event is fired, a loading will be shown. When the success, navigate to dashboard. On failure, let's just copy the message for a failure here. From the state, we want to show what was the error. You show the error to the user, and it's an error. And after this, so let's emit this also on our block. When before doing anything, we want to emit this one, so that the dialog will pop up. Then everything went well. Then let's come again into our page here. So here we have the storage ID that we created. Let's take this storage ID from here. We have this one. But it's a okay. Let's copy this. This is going to be our storage ID when we want to update our profile, our picture. Then here we are. Let's fire an event now. Here we want to fire an event, so it's going to be block provider dot off, and the off of a block can accept a generic, which is an auth block, then dot add. So we pass this event, which is the event that you want to fire is the new event that we created, update user. So we just say update user. Then in our update user, we have user ID. User ID, it is widget dot user ID. Then we have the name, which is controller, dot text, and we have storage. What's this one? So far we can pass this. Okay, yes, it's not supposed to be empty equals to, and the error is resolved. So by doing this, we will fire what? We'll fire our request, we'll fire our event, and it will create the record. So let's test this. Now let's test this. You see the loading dialog popped up and the document was 404, but we know that when it is 404, that's when we create a record. Let's check in our database if the record is now there. Just come here and come here. You see, this is the document ID and this is our user ID. So by doing this, we'll be able to look for our, we are able to create our record, our user. This is the name that we inserted here. This one, and the user ID will be the phone number, and we are left with adding a profile picture. So we want to add a profile picture here. So let's update our profile picture. But now let's create an event to upload our profile picture. So we can say upload profile picture event. So let's go to our event and then just copy an existing one. So the event will be upload profile pic, upload profile. Then what you want, it's the path, local path of the image, and here we want an image ID. So each image has its own ID, and just put a image exists, maybe the image exists or not in our, just do this. I'll explain to you when to use this one. This is the our image ID, and then exist one. Then here we just, this is going to be our path, our image ID, image exist. So once we have this, we can, so here let's do this to resolve this error. This dot path and all of this, it's required this dot image exists, and we can make it final, and here cost. Why this thing is not working? Let's do this and leave it like this. It's also required. Then after doing this, let's fire this event. We go to our blog and we have this one. The name of our event is this one, and we can say upload profile picture. Then we create the method. So here we can just copy the try catch here, just copy it, this one, and for remove this. What do you need? We don't need this. We can remove this also. So we need a storage for an image upload. So you just say storage, 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 storage. Then you just copy our client, save our client here. So you can test the methods, or you can come here and you can go to our docs and look for a storage, and you can change here to the Flutter, and you can see how we can upload our image. So this is the logic that we use to upload our image. So you just copy this one and come here and paste this, and our thing is await, and it's going to be an asynchronous. So here it's strings.packet ID, strings.packet ID. So this is for profile picture packet ID, profile picture packet ID. Then we can create this field. So let's go to upright console. Call it users. Let's create users profile pictures packet, then click create, then cancel. I think there's a bug here. You see this one, there's a bug. So this is the bucket ID, and the file ID will be event.image ID, and for the path, what you do for the path will be this one, and we want to get the file name. So for the file name, I have the method that we can use there to find the path name. So we don't want to add code this. So let's use this function, get file extension, and you can put the path name. So the file name here, we want to, for the file name, put a dollar, then event, the image ID, then get file extension, then we pass event dot path, so we can get the file name, the extension of our path, which is either JPG or PNG, depends on the file that you pick. So here it will return a file. So it will return a file. So let's create a state here that is being emitted here, which is a loading, which is a success state of uploading a picture. So you can come here and call this one success upload image profile pic, success upload profile picture. Then with this it will return a file which is a upright object file. Then here paste this. Here is supposed to be a profile typo error. So on our block, we just come here and we can emit this one. Then we pass the file. So let's add a loading of this. So let's copy loading profile, loading upload profile picture, loading uploading. And also we want to have a failure of uploading a profile picture. So we notify our user failure uploading profile picture. So just copy this one and replace update user with this one. So we can come back to our block, and for an error we emit that error. Then you can call to say profile picture, and for a loading we just emit so when uploading a profile image, it will load. We emit this state, then a dialog will shown. After a successful upload, we emit a success, means the profile picture was uploaded. So what you want to do, so based on our event, so we want to check something here. So we want to check something if event dot image exists dot is not empty, means it's a something, and event dot image id not equal to event dot image exists. Then we want to delete an existing image and create a new one. So we just say await, then storage service, storage, delete file. So the bucket ID strings, profile picture bucket ID, and event. So by doing this, we can delete an existing image and create a new one. So here, this is the logic to upload our profile picture to our bucket. So now we want to set up something. We want also to let's have an event to get an uploaded image in a to get an uploaded file, a preview. Let's say after you logged out on the application and you start again to set a phone number, and we already have a profile like an image. You want that image to show, and also to get the username. So we just need a user ID. So we need to get an existing user, get existing user. Then from user we have our user ID. So this is not necessary. This is also not necessary. And also we want to get our image, get a existing profile picture. This is for the user. Then we want to pass image. This is the image ID. So we shall save that image ID. So now we can come to our block and create two events for these two. Then let's go here, and for this event we just do this get existing user event, get existing user, just get existing user, get existing user, then create this method. So to get an existing method, we already have the logic of getting an existing record, which is this one, whereby we get the upright, and you see this is the profile picture storage ID. So we can just copy everything that is in here and paste here. So if there's an exception, do nothing. So here for an account, let's delete this, is not necessary. So get a document, we'll add in a sync, and then for an upright user, it's not this one is not necessary, and the loading for this is not necessary, but the success of this, we have a success update. So for this state, we want the state for success get existing user, success get existing user, and that user, if you come back to our block, it's returning an upright object. I'll just call it user. So from our block we can now send this, fire this, and this is to get an existing one. And after do this, we can also get an existing image from the storage, existing profile picture. So from here we have existing this one, get existing profile picture. Let's create the method. So just say try, and for any exception, this is the kind of exception that is thrown here, and here it's for storage, so just copy storage. So for this one, we need an existing profile picture state. Existing profile picture state. Let's create it. And for now, this is not the object that is being returned here. I'll show you the object that is being returned here. So we can come to our documentation. We need a preview. So this one is for create, this one is to list the files, this one is to get file, and this one is the preview. So the logic to preview is to return a byte. So we just copy this one, the bucket ID and the image. So here it is going to be strings buckets. Then here it's going to be our file ID, which is being passed here. Which is the image ID. Then we say await and add async, and it will return an integer. What is that? It return this. So here it will return Here we can get the bytes of the image. So let's import this one from foundation, and from our success state we want to return this. So it will return this. Then we emit this one. Why this S? Let's remove this S. This S. And in our blog, it's supposed to be this. So for a failure, we know that there's no image. So if you don't get anything, it means it's 404. So here getting an image and is being called here, and the existing user is being called here. So let's go into our update name page. Just copy the block that we have. So in our init state, do we have an init state? We don't have it. So let's create our init. You can override it. Just command N, override method. This is the method init state super init state. Then from our block we want to get we want to get existing user. From an existing user we want to get our user, we pass our user ID. So here in our block, if you come to this block, if the user exists, this one, there's a state that is being, there's this state. So let's go to our here, and in our list of states we want to do this. We want to enter that state. It means it's successful. So if it's successful, we want to have that's where we get our existing image, like so our controller, we just say controller dot text equals to state dot user dot name. But if you can see here, then will be empty if it's now, but we know it won't be now because this field is required always. So we can see that here we have this name, and here we have the profile picture storage ID. So this profile picture storage ID is also coming here. So you can go to our controller, or this is the profile picture storage ID. So we can also do this command D, then state profile picture storage ID. So if you have an existing profile picture storage ID, it can be stored here. So after doing this, if this thing is not empty, it means it has something. We can call an event to get, we can call this event to get a profile picture. So by get existing one, we can get this. And here we can send, this is going to be our image ID, profile picture image ID that we stored in our profile images. So we can code this, but once you code this one, you just copy this and go to the block, Control F V, go to this method, and the state is this one. So you can come back here and go to here and go to our states, and we want to enter that state. Yeah, we want to enter that state, and that state is called, yeah, from this state we want to get this thing. So let's have a global variable for this, and this one by default is now, and we can import from foundation. So it means if it's success, it means we have uploaded a profile picture before, then get this thing. So what we can do after doing this, we can just say set state. It means it will refresh, and also here set state, it will refresh on our view. So right now we can add our image here. So far we have a text field, so we can add our image here. So this is the code that we are using. So if we need an image bytes, and the image file. So for image file, this is going to be an image file, the file that you uploaded here. So that you want to upload, so we can create a file and call it image file. This is the file that you are going to upload. Let's import this. So for image bytes, we just change here. This is the byte. And for a network, we want the image URL that we use by default. So this one, image URL, let me copy a default image URL that we can use from W3 schools. Yeah, this is the URL. So after doing this, we are now have our avatar, and we can add a spacer here, spaces, or let's add the size box. We can add this size box. So after doing this, so if the image file means user selected an image, we want to display, it is not now, we want to display that image file. So if it's now, if it's now, we check also if the image is now, the data, if the data is now, we show the image URL from W3 schools, or we can show the existing one, the existing image. So this one, you can see it's coming from our what? From our state. It means we have it. So it's no longer now. So we want to add an event here, and this we can add a widget, wrap with a widget, which is inql. So here we want to add on tape. So if you click that image, we will be able to upload, to change our profile picture. So here we can write our logic to change our profile picture. So we want to get, there's a library that we want to use, and the name of the library is, I think it's image picker. Yes, it's image picker. So add this library version, go to your pubspec YAML, you can add this library version and click pub get. So once you have that library, you can now add the logic to get the image. So here just say get dependence, ignore, and this is the logic to pick up the image from your library. So here it's an await. So is local path, this thing is not necessary, and this is the set state. So after doing this, the image file won't be now here, because we put the image from the gallery. So here we need to add some permissions for iOS. So we go to iOS, it's not Flutter but in runner info list, then go to the bottom of the file. We need to add some permissions here. So let's add the permissions for reading the file from gallery. So we need to add these three. Just copy. So let's delete this space so that will be aligned. So we must add these permissions. This one for microphone, ignore it for now. Camera, if you want to use camera. Photo library. So you want to get images from photo library, so we must have this permission. So after doing this, we have the image URL, and from the path here, so we want to do some changes here. So once you clicked the profile, this submit button to update, we want to upload, we want to check if it exists or not. So we want to check if the profile is, so we do this if image file is not equal to now, it means it's not equal to now. So it means we must upload the image first, the file first, then update the user. So here, so if it's like this, we need to call the endpoint to upload we need to call the block to upload a profile image, a profile picture image. So just copy this and also go to our blog, and we have this event to upload profile picture event. Copy this one. This is the one that we want to use. So let's import. It requires a path, image ID, and its image exists. So what we do here, just delete everything that is in here. So the path will be image file dot path. This is going to be our path. and it requires an image ID, which is UUID, like this. And you want to use .v4. You want to use this version v4 and make it const. So each time you want to, then here, this is our profile storage ID. It's either empty or null. So by doing this, let's see here. Let's remove this. And remove the keywords. So if we call this event and the path here, we know it's not empty. Why here? You can get this. We know it's not empty because we are checking this condition here. So calling this event, there's a state. Remember, calling each thing, we have a state. So which state is this one? And the state of this is success upload profile picture auth state. So here we come back to our list of states here on our method. So here we just do this, and from here we just say state dot get a state dot file. So we now have our file. So it means we managed to upload our profile image. So by managing to upload our profile image, we want to update update the user now with the profile picture storage ID, which was created there. So the profile picture, so the file, so we can copy this. I think this is going to be the file ID, or what you can do, yeah, we can leave it like this. And before calling this one here, we just say so. So by doing this, we can be able to upload our profile image ID, and we can delete if it exists, we can delete it. So from here, it means we can update our profile. So here let's enter the failure state of this thing, which is this one, because we are trying to upload something. So there's a possibility of an error. No system is 100% error free. So we just copy this and we get a message that it failed to update your profile image. So we can try again later. So, but we have another bug that we introduced here. So this bug is here in the blog. We created another bug here because this thing is always, it's no longer empty. It's always a something each time. So we don't know if it's existing, this ID is existing, or a new one, or what. So from here we have an existing image, which is this one. Yeah, but we can solve this. I think we can do this, right? So here we can do this. Existing one is empty, and this existing one, so whenever, let's see, image ID and the existing one, image ID, okay, this one is going to be an existing one. So how do you know this one is existing one? On our state here, we will have, when you get an existing user, you can also get this one. So this one is going to be an existing one. It's either empty or there's something. So here it's going to be updated. So this one is going to be our picture. So it's not empty. So let's test this. If we are able to update our profile picture. Buckets are now opening. So let's pick one bucket here. Maybe we can pick this one. That time we had an error. So I'll pick this one, use a profile pictures. I'll copy this ID, which is the same project. So we go to strings, constants, and here profile picture, because it must be in the same project. So you see it updated it get the ID name from the database, because we are coming back because we updated this before when you created this. So let's update the profile image. Let's pick this one and update. So the current user not authorized to perform this request action. So let's go back to our database. This is the user profile. Go to settings and go to update permissions. On all users, we must supposed to be able to create or delete. Then click update, and you can come back again and try to save this. Let's click it again. So let's see. So we can check if the user is now there, the file is now there. You see, this is the file that we created, and with ID EEAB, and we can come to our database. This one, users. So the storage ID didn't update. So let's check why it did not update. So we can come back here, and we can check in our block if we emitted the ID. So for a success, this was it. So success upload, then we can come here and see, and for success here, and the ID was this one, profile storage. So let's go to the blog and see if we are updating this storage ID state event storage ID. Here we are updating the storage ID, loading the account. Oh, the problem here is that we are getting this and we are not updating an existing one. So here we have a code to create. So let's just copy and come here, and here you just say update. So after updating, we want the okay. So we just getting, doesn't matter, we are just getting, and here this is the update. So we just say update to document 1, then we can map this. We are not using this one is for testing if there's an exception, and then we can save. So let's try to update again. Okay, let's see. You see, we are now able to update our image, which is end with 181. This is our profile picture image, and if you come here, we have this profile image which is ends with 181, which is this image. So after updating the profile image from here, it means there's a success uploading of an image, so we can navigate to our dashboard. Here we can navigate to our dashboard. Thank you coders for watching this video. It was a very long one, but we learned a lot and we managed to update our profile picture and update our user. So on the next video, we are starting implementing the dashboard. Salut coders, if you are new to this channel, may you please kindly subscribe and click the notification bell so that you'll be notified whenever I upload a new video.